Part two. So now that I have my color corrector blended in, we're gonna put on a little bit more color corrector, but for the eyes this time, underneath the eye, kind of right here, not where my aegyasar is, but kind of underneath it, because we want to kind of put it where the area of, because I don't really have dark circles except for like right under here. If you guys can see, it's like right there. That's the only area I really have it. I don't really have it anywhere else, lucky me. But sometimes whenever I try to do my aegyasar, it just, oh, by the way, aegyasar means cuteness fat, which is like the little under fat that's underneath your eye. But because I have just dark circles there, and I'm trying to learn how to do aegyasar, but I'm not that good at it yet. So I'm trying to do like a color corrector kind of moment and kind of cover up this area of my aegyasar, not aegyasar, but dark circles, so it doesn't show. But other than that, that's how I get the color correcting to work. Now on to the best part, foundation. We're gonna be using the Jungsemul long-lasting, oh no, sorry, Essential Skin Neuter Cushion Foundation. We're gonna tap the puff here, get that excess, and then we're gonna take that excess out. Take that like that much excess, and we're gonna tap in swaying motions all around the face. Sometimes if I feel like, oh yeah, I've really weird portion control. So sometimes if I don't feel like using the puff, sometimes if I feel like, oh yeah, the puff is a little bit too much for me, there's this, which is the Philly Millie thin brush. It's really thin. As you can tell, the thinness of it is pretty thin. It's pretty thin. I've used it a few times, see how thin that is. So sometimes if I feel like I need to get the excess, I can get some excess like this. Ooh. Get the excess like this and then spread it out around my face. So it kind of makes it like your skin like glass-like and stuff. It just kind of gets that excess off, and then you just kind of like apply it onto your face. Like maybe squirt that in a little bit. That might have gotten a lot better. You just spread that out all over your face. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do something to my face. I totally forgot to put color corrector around my nose. I have like really weird dark like areas around my nose, so I totally forgot to cover that. So what I like to do is I like to use this color corrector from the Sim. I like to use the purple one, and I use purple first, which is weird because people are like, oh, you should use solvent colors first. No, I use purple to get rid of the yellowness around my face, and then I use the salmon one around it so it can cover. So it covers a lot better compared to, see, that kind of covered it up pretty well. Sorry, my nose is like dying on me a little bit, but you can see like this kind of just helped it a lot, cover it a lot more. And now for the foundation that I was left off with, I'm gonna use this sponge right here. I forgot where we got it from. I had it a long time ago. So I'm using this to blend my face. Sorry, my neck is like killing me. Whew. But yes, this is the blending motion. You tap, do not swipe because it's not gonna work. Tapping is a lot better. It's gonna work a lot better. And that is how you that is my foundation. The shade actually that I used, I forgot to mention, is actually shade 21. As you can see. Next, my nose, is concealer from the Sim. I like to use the light color, kind of like the area that I was talking about. like that area that I was talking about, like I want to cover. I like to use this shade right here, the lighter shade, just to like kind of brighten that area up a little bit. And then what I like to do is I like to blend it with a beauty blender. So that blends it out. And we blend it using a beauty blender. I'm gonna use a beauty blender and blend it out. But you see it doesn't cover up my Akasai right here, because I might do my Akasai later. But you know, obviously it's kind of hard. My Akasai that I'm gonna be doing is gonna be kind of hard to see, so I'll look really closely for you guys to see what I usually do, but I'm not really that good at it yet. I'm still learning, so please give me tips on how to do Akasai. Any people that do Akasai, please give me tips, because I swear it's so hard to do. I've been trying to do it even with an Akasai stick and it still does not work. So please let me know how I can do that, because I'm really curious on how to do that. I'm very curious. Okay, so now that I blend that in, we're gonna do some contour. We're gonna be using the I'm Meme Neutral Brown 005. 005 Neutral Brown. So I like to carve out my face a little bit right here, kind of here, and then kind of here. Kind of just carve out my face a little bit, just to just so I can carve out a little bit of my face a little bit, just so it makes my face a little bit more smaller. And I also like to do my nose a little bit, where I like to do this like kind of like triangle type shape and around, just so it can like make my nose a bit smaller. And then what I like to do is I like to use a beauty blender and I like to blend it out. Honestly, tapping motion is actually better. Swaying motions kind of tend to make it dry out on your face. So I like to kind of use that tapping motion and tap the face just to help it blend out a little bit better. Sometimes blending it out like that sometimes won't really fully get it all. So sometimes you gotta tap really vigorously, or tap, like kind of just like wipe it a little bit, just so it can like, sometimes just more like swiping it works better. But sometimes if you don't want to get it super duper dry, you just kind of have to like swipe, you kind of just have to tap it in motions, just so it doesn't kind of like, it's more better to blend like this so that it can kind of, but sometimes if you don't want to make it too dry, then this tapping motion works as well. So that's my contour. We want to make it as subtle as possible, make it natural. Just natural type of color. We don't want to make it too badly, or else it's going to make it too orange. I like to kind of go back to this brush a little bit, kind of like put this cushion foundation a little bit, just so it can like blend out that area of my face. Just to blend that out. Then we're gonna do my eyebrows. So what I like to do is I like to use a bit of, I'm trying to see where the other color is. Okay, I like to mix, whoops, give me a second. Sorry about that, dropped something. It happens. Don't mind that. So back to what I was talking about. I like to use this heavy rotation brow mascara. And I like to do this is where I like to get the excess, and from my eyebrows, I like to start in the middle. So it kind of like lightens out. We kind of like lighten it up first. Kind of just like, lightening up the, like getting it ready. kind of just like getting it ready and if you look really closely, you guys can see that it's kind of like turning more grayish. It's kind of like lightening up the color. That kind of just like sets it up. And then I like to use Romance Hand All Brow Brow-Mascara. And then I like to like lighten up the eyebrows a little bit. Kind of just like dip it in, lighten up the eyebrows a bit. Go from like the front to the tail. Just so it can like lighten up. If you guys can see that it's kind of like lightening up. Kind of like use my finger to like fix it a little bit. And it kind of lightens up the color of my eyebrows. So I like to use that to somehow like soften out my look, just to make it look like it's not, because my hair is so dark that like using light kind of colors kind of like makes it more lighter and stuff. I'll see you in part 3.